Hi, it's Sam from Reimagined by Sam. Had a few questions about blending, so I thought I'd just do a quick video, a really simple, easy technique for blending. Blending is one of those things that, you know, people struggle with, but I suggest you just get an old piece, scrap bit of timber, pick some colours and just give it a go, start playing around with it and find a technique that you like to use. I've just got an old door here, left over from renovating our house actually. I thought I'd use it to show you a quick technique. There's lots of different techniques and lots of YouTube videos on how to blend that you might find, you know, handy to have a watch, but really just grab a piece, grab some paint and give it a go and see what you like, the way that, you know, you'll find a way that you like to do it yourself. So I'm using chalk paint. I've tried with mineral paints. I just find chalk paint easier to blend with. So one of the easiest techniques that the way I learned to start blending was just starting with two colours. And I recommend you start with two colours that are similar, like close in shade with each other. So say like a navy and a lighter blue. I just have these two paint colours here, so I'm just using these two. And then if you're blending with two colours, you'll want two brushes. Blending with three colours, three brushes, so a separate brush for each colour you're using. You're going to want a dry old rag just to wipe off any excess paint, and another brush for blending. I have tried lots of different brushes for blending and I just always come back to this one. I really love my Lignocolor wax brush for blending, but you could give it a go with another paintbrush, you know, play around it and see what you like. And a mister bottle. This will be your best friend with blending. So not a spray bottle, definitely needs to be a mister bottle. So the first thing you need to do, obviously there's a few different ways you can blend on your piece. You can do a gradient from dark to light, you know, or dark to light that way, or a darker colour around the outside and blend in the middle. Just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to do from dark to light. So I already got started, but the first thing you need to do is lay down a coat of your first colour up to the point where you want to blend, and then a coat of the lighter colour and up to the point where you want to blend. So I've done two coats of each colour here. Might look a little bit random at the moment, but if you just paint right up to the point where you want to start transitioning the two colours together. But for the first two coats, you're not blending at all. You start blending them once you have the colours laid down and you've got the coverage. You can see the navy here hasn't quite covered yet, so I might actually do a third coat of that before we start blending. Alright, so once you've got your two colours down and there's solid coverage, so the main point of the first two coats is just to get solid coverage of the timber, but you're not actually doing any blending. So really don't sort of blend in those coats, just roughly where you want the colours to meet, but not perfect blending. And then with your third coat, that's when you start to transition whether you want the colour to go, the top colour to go down or the bottom colour to come up. Like I said, there's really no right or wrong way to blend. It's purely play around with some techniques and see what you like to do. This is just one of many techniques. Other people might do it differently. You know, what works for me might not work for you. You might find another way that works for you. I just thought I'd share a way that I find easy to do. I found it easy when I was starting out to learn how to blend. And then you can start playing around with different ideas. Honestly, there's, like I said, there's really no right or wrong way. Just have a bit of fun with it. The great thing about chalk paint is I like the texture when you're blending. But if you're looking for a really smooth finish, I don't know, maybe mineral paint might be a go. Let me know if you've done it. So then with your wax brush or your blending brush, your dry rag in hand, start bringing the top colour down into the bottom colour and the bottom colour up into the top colour, so they transition. You'll want your mixer bottle on hand as well. So you want to keep this paint wet. You don't want it to start drying up on you. You can go around, you can go across, you can go up and down, side to side. Just make sure you're taking off that extra paint as you go. And then if you feel like you've got too much of one colour in one area, you can always touch it up. It's the beauty of doing this, as you know, like I said, you can just keep playing around with it. If the paint starts to dry up on you, this is a light spray. Fitting in every piece. It's a little annoying. Blending is one of those things that, like, I just like being artistic. You know, I'm sure there's some people watching that are like, that's not how you do it. But that's kind of what I like about it. Just about painting furniture in general. You know, there's no right or wrong way. You know, it's like being an artist. It doesn't matter where you start, what you're doing in the middle. We're all getting to the same destination as long as you're having fun. Dirty hands. It's definitely, I'm a pro at that. Maybe wear gloves. Hope you guys can see, sorry, it's very sunny here. Hope you can see the shadows. Hold up. So I've just transitioned that top colour up there. Now I'm just working on bringing it down, softening the navy. Again, another spray. Maybe up a little bit more. Just using really, really light strokes. I find blending is one of those things that you just forever playing with. Like when I first started blending, I could spend an hour blending one little section. You know, I'd step away and then come back to it and step away and come back to it. Honestly, you'll never be 100% happy with any blending you ever do, trust me. I feel like the best thing to do is not overwork your paint. Get it to a point where you're fairly happy with it. If you have to walk away from it, walk away from it, but just don't stress about it being perfect. It's never going to be perfect. It's one of those things that you could just spend forever on and then go, I'm still not happy. Yeah, I don't know if any of you out there that have blended find it the same, but it could just be me. Alright, my water's just run a little bit because I had it standing up. I'm going to fix that navy. The reason why I find the wax brush, I'm not sure about other brands, but just with the Lignocolor one, the bristles are so soft. You just want something really, really soft. So you can just ever so gently merge the colors together. You don't want something that's really harsh, because then you're going to get a heap of brush strokes and sort of start dragging the paint, and that's what you don't want. So yeah, I recommend just playing around with different brushes until you find a blending brush that you like. I also just like how this fits in my hand. So if you overblend and or move the paint and you get like spots where you can see that join, just let it dry and come back to it. So I've been talking too much, I've kind of done that. So and let this dry and stop playing with it. Come back to it and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I've let this quickly dry. I'm being super impatient. So I'm not sure if you can see So we put the navy on up to the middle, and then I put the duck egg down to the middle, and that middle section is where I've been trying to merge the two. Like I said, this is my way of blending is probably a lot messier than other people's way of blending. It's certainly not the right way. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think there is any right way, but it's just a way I enjoy. I'm a very messy painter, and you know, I don't like things to be perfect unless I'm painting a perfect piece for a customer. But if I'm just being artistic, this is kind of the way that I enjoy blending. So there's a transition between the two colors, you know, from the navy into the beautiful color that the navy and duck egg have made up to the duck egg. I hope you can see that. Like I said, it's not perfect. I could keep playing around with this for ages. Spot there is annoying me, but just for the purpose of video, it's a technique that you know, I really enjoy doing, and I've done a lot on a lot of my pieces. And I think it's easy as a way to start out learning how to blend and have a bit of fun with. So basically, just to recap, I'd suggest starting out with two colors, a separate paintbrush for each color, a dry rag, a nice soft blending brush, a mister bottle. Do 2 or 3 solid coats of your color. You're not really blending those, you're just painting them up to the point where you'd like to start transitioning the color. And then on the last coat, while your paint is still wet, use your wax brush. You can use round motions, side to side, across, up and down, however which way you like. If the paint starts to dry up, just reactivate it with a bit of water. So you can just keep blending. Take off the excess paint off your wax brush on a rag, so you're not getting too much paint moving around. And if you muck it up and get a bit of the navy up the top, just come back in with that colour and blend it in. Just use really light feathering sort of motions with your blending brush. And that's it. Hope this technique helps some of you. Hope you enjoy giving it a go. Let me know if you give it a go. I'd love to see pieces, and happy painting.